Okay, so let us start. So in the last class, we have seen the two second order differential equation. Fine. For general transmission line, it is very difficult for me that accepting the request during the class. So please be on time. So for the general transmission line, these were the two equations. Okay, we solved. These are second order differential equation, and we supposed to find it out the solutions. So this was d2 vz over dz square is equal to gamma square vz, and d square iz over dz square is equal to gamma square iz. Now what is gamma? Gamma is a propagation constant. Correct? Gamma is a propagation constant. So what was the thing? Alpha plus j beta, general definition. Then after we manage r plus j omega l, g plus j omega c. This was the gamma, remember? Still students are joining. So where alpha is what? Attenuation constant, and beta is phase constant, radian per meter. Now if you talk about the solution of these two differential equations, so the general solution of these equations could be written like this. Their general solution of above two equations we can write like this: v is a function of z is equal v plus z, v minus z. Or if you expand this, this will be v naught plus e to the power minus gamma z plus v naught minus e to the power gamma z. Fine. So this was for vz, and iz is I plus the function of z plus I minus is a function of z. Or if you expand this, this will be I naught plus e to the power minus gamma z plus I naught minus e to the power gamma z. So this is the two possible solution for second order differential equation. Fine. Now the reason is simple, and we already discussed why we taken this solution in exponential form. The reason is we want to see here the propagation. Actually, in the transmission line, the propagation is important. We don't want the standing wave and other things. Correct? We want propagation. So that is why we chosen here the solution in terms of the exponential form. Here the plus means it is going in a positive z direction. Okay, this plus stands for wave is traveling in positive z direction, whereas negative means wave is traveling in minus z direction. So this is the thing. Now if you see this solution, so what you will find, the solution is actually composed from two terms. One is v naught plus e to the power minus gamma z, another is v naught minus e to the power gamma z. Means the one wave is traveling plus direction plus z direction, another is along minus direction. Similarly, for the current wave, the things are same. It means that the both the things we taken care, means transmission as well as reflection. Alternatively, I could say, like if we have a transmission line and if we terminate it with a load, fine. If you terminate it with a load, so there must be some reflection. How you will accommodate these things mathematically? So this will be the reflected wave. So better to take e to the power gamma z. So it will provide you the sense that positive and negative direction both the side. And in this way, when we are writing the solution like this, that is why we call these things as a Journow solution. That is why we call this solution as a Journow solution, because it accommodates both the things, that transmission side as well as reflected wave. Now we can find it out the characteristic impedance again. So for characteristics impedance, which is Z naught actually, how you will find it out? You need to again recall this solutions actually. So I can do some of the steps here. This is dVz over dz is equal R plus j omega L Iz. And if you recall the solutions, okay, this Vz was V plus V minus. So if you put here, this will d V naught plus e to the power minus gamma z V naught minus e to the power gamma z divided this dz is equal to R plus j omega L and multiply with Iz. What is Iz? Iz is this. So just recall this, which is I naught plus e to the power minus gamma z plus I naught minus e to the power gamma z. Fine. Now the life is simple, correct? We can solve this equation, and by comparison and all, you can fix your characteristic impedance. Now, if you rearrange this equation and if you compare, so what you can write? You can write two terms. One is gamma V naught plus is equal to, comparing actually, R plus j omega L I naught plus gamma V naught minus is equal minus R plus j omega L I naught minus. These are the two things. What we compared actually? We compared e to the power minus gamma z and e to the power gamma z coefficients. So if you divide these things, or from out of these things, how you can manage this? That this definition is V naught plus divided by I naught plus, or V naught minus divided by I naught minus. What is this? This is your characteristic impedance Z naught. So better to write these things as R plus j omega L divided by gamma. Fine. So this is the characteristic impedance in terms of the known parameters. Now little bit you can solve it further, and you can get the proper form. Let's say let's take a condition here. So just a minute. Yes, right now 12:20 and student is still joining. Good. So let's say I'm taking here no reflections. Let's say this is your transmission line. You launch a wave from this side, and there is a load here. It is called as ZL, and This is the transmission line characteristic impedance Z0, and I'm saying Z0 is equal to ZL. So there is a perfect match. If there is a perfect match, it means there will be no refracted wave. Fine. So e to the power gamma z term will no longer be here. So in that case, what you can write? You can write Vz is equal V0 plus e to the power minus gamma z, and Iz is equal to I0 plus e to the power minus gamma z. Fine. There will be no e to the power gamma z term because no wave is coming towards minus z direction. Because we maintain a condition like this. Z0 is equal ZL. Fine. So in that case, Z0 will be Vz over Iz. Fine. So let us solve this, and again you are getting this same thing, R plus j omega L divided by gamma. Fine. Again we will definitely get the same thing. There is no issue. Here only the forward propagation we counted. That is why these things. Earlier the general condition was there. This time we taken only the forward wave and it was matched. That is why no wave coming back, no reflected wave is coming back to the generator side. Now we can solve further. We know the gamma. If you put the gamma here and if you solve, so what you can do, you can write these things, complete formula in terms of the known parameter, R plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C. Fine. So this is what the characteristic impedance. This formula is supposed to remember. This is in ohm. So we are saying this is a characteristic impedance of the line. Finally, for the transmission line, if somebody asks to you what are the characteristics of the transmission line, you can immediately answer the gamma and Z0. These are the two things, correct? Where so many things could be decided. Fine. Now, let us discuss some of the special cases. Fine. So far we talked about the wave equations. Indirectly, actually, wave equations. These are the second order differential equation. We solve. We try to find it out the solutions. Means we guess the solution as per our requirement, and then we fix it out here, the characteristic impedance. Now the thing is, we never talk about some special condition like about the losses of the line, correct? What about the low loss transmission line? What about the high loss transmission line? What about the lossless transmission line, distortionless transmission line? So these are the some of the special cases we need to take care. Fine. So we'll work now on the special cases. So what these special cases are? The first one is lossless line. Means R is equal 0 and G is equal 0. There is no losses. Means there is no ohmic or dielectric losses are there. Now in that case, what is gamma? Gamma will be j omega under root LC only. R and G will be 0. Fine. It means that alpha is equal to 0 and beta is omega under root LC. Fine. Only the imaginary component is there. Phase velocity is omega by beta, which is 1 upon under root LC. What about Z naught? Z naught simply you can write as under root L by C. There is no X term here, so we can write X naught is equal to 0. So these are the some of the important terms when we are talking about the lossless line. Fine. So immediately you can recall this formula to fix the parameters. Fine. The required parameters. Now the second one is low loss. This is a practical one, I would say. Lossless is not possible. Practically, low loss may be possible. Low loss. So when we are saying the low loss, so how we will define these things mathematically? R must be less than, very less than to j omega L. And another thing is G is less than, very less than to j omega C. Fine. Just a minute. Fine. So this is the condition for the low loss line. Now, using these conditions, one can find it out the gamma, Z naught, VT, and all the things. Fine. Can you do? Yes, definitely we can do. So now rewrite the gamma once again. So gamma is what? Under root R plus j omega L and G plus j omega C. Fine. Now how we will write these things? How we can accommodate these things? Better to write in numerator and denominator kind of things, fractional things. So better to write these things like this: j omega under root LC. Let's take it out common, and you left with 1 plus R over j omega L to the power half. Fine. And this second term will be 1 plus G over j omega C to the power half. I think this is okay. We can do. This is just a rearrangement. Now you can recall 1 plus x to the power n. The series wala form. So we'll write one or two terms of the series only. So what we can write? J omega under root LC 1 plus 1 upon 2j omega L, and this could be written in 1 plus G by 2j omega C. Fine. Now you multiply and you can rearrange these things. So if you do the multiplications and rearrangement, so finally you can do omega C under root LC 1 plus G over 2j omega C plus R over 2j omega L and plus 2G, RG over 4j square omega square LC. Fine. Okay. Now this term could be neglected. It's very small. Please see, this is very small. So you left with what? Gamma finally You're left with j omega under root LC 1 plus 1 upon 2 j omega R by L plus G by C. Yes, rearranged here. Now the thing is, this whole gamma is like this, propagation constant. Now, little bit rearrangement you need to perform here, and you can write separately what is alpha, what is gamma. So I'm directly writing alpha is here half R under root C by L plus G under root L by C. This is alpha. What is beta? Beta is omega under root LC. Fine. And phase velocity and all the things will remain same. Can you find it out Z naught the same way we have to find it out Z naught? So Z naught you need to do the same series expansion. So you need to play with the R plus j omega L divided by G plus j omega C. So if you do so you can write like this: under root L by C 1 plus R over j omega L to the power half and 1 plus G over j omega C to the power half. Fine. And finally, if you solve these things, so you will be having the two terms. One is R naught as under root L by C and X naught as minus under root L by C 1 upon 2 omega R by L minus G by C. Fine. So finally we fixed all these things. Z naught, gamma and all. So for lossless transmission line, low loss transmission line, sorry. So these will be the expression to find it out. Now the third is distortionless line. Distortionless line. What is this? This is the condition actually R by L, G by C. So if you put this condition, you will see at the last that why this is the condition. So you're supposed to recall gamma again, and you need to incorporate these conditions. So if you're solving with this condition, so you can write gamma as R under root C by L plus j omega under root LC. Now, what is alpha here? Alpha is this. This is alpha. What is this? This is beta. And phase velocity remains same again. And if you talk about Z naught, so Z naught is under root L by C only, and X naught will be 0. Fine. So this attenuation term, if you see, this is independent of frequency. Fine. Whereas the phase component is forming a linear function with frequency. Phase component is forming a linear function with frequency. Correct? So because of this condition, actually what we used. So finally, what will be the comment? That all the frequency components travel with same velocity in order to avoid the distortion and get attenuated with the same factor. You can see here, it will be get attenuated with the same factor. Therefore, what we can conclude, that the shape of the wave remains same for this distortionless transmission. Fine. So this is the thing. And for the lossy transmission line, full lossy transmission line, correct, we need to calculate from the whole formula what we derived. Fine. So the thing is here, for the lossy transmission line, if the frequency, different frequency components travel with different velocity, so what finally it will you will see it will lead to the actually dispersion, correct. So this is all about the special case of the transmission line. So today we'll see, we'll do this much only, and next class we'll find it out some parameters like what we did for the parallel plate transmission line. We try to find it out, different parameters L, C, R, G. Similarly, we'll see the parameters for coaxial line and the two-wire system. Fine. So next class we'll see and these things, and we'll also derive some of the expression to find it out, the voltage wave and the current wave at arbitrary locations. Fine. So this is all about. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, we can discuss. Please.